The biggest problem for men today is not the standard set by society. It's not the drugs and chemicals in the air and water and food that messes with testosterone. It's not our upbringing. It's not the lack of initiation and rites of passage. The reason it's not any of those things is because I can't solve any of those things. And I only like problems that have solutions. So I can't change society. I can't change the chemicals. I can't change the way I was raised. Here's what I can change. I think the biggest problem for men in society today is disconnection. Disconnection. We are so disconnected from many of the things that our ancestors were intimately connected to. So I'm going to give you some examples of the things we're disconnected from, and I'm going to tell you how we can begin to make steps to reconnect to those things so that we can live more into our purpose as men. So if I sound a little blissed out, it's because I spent the last hour teaching a class on Taoist energy, Qigong, alchemy. Just a one-on-one class, one of those things that I do. It was great because I needed it. I woke up this morning, jumped in the cold pool, did some other stuff, but I wasn't really connected. I was stuck in my head with a bunch of things. And this is the first layer of disconnection that we modern men have. We are disconnected from our bodies. All animals are intimately connected into their body. Modern humans, we spend so much time in our head analyzing, collecting data, watching things, looking at our iPad, using our fingers to manipulate the screen. All these things are mental activities. And there is no peace to be found in the mind until you find connection into the body. So the first area we have to learn to throw away our disconnection is our disconnection to our body and our hearts. So if you read Miyamoto Musashi, the Book of Five Rings, the very first ring he discusses is the earth ring. The earth ring is definitely connected to getting into our bodies, feeling our feet on the ground, sinking our hips, getting that grounded feeling. And that's what helps you to be strong and solid like an oak tree for your family, for your woman. When you're connected to the earth, you have this ability to abide. Whatever's happening around you, you can be solid like a rock. You know, your wife or your partner is angry, shouting, having a tantrum, as they do. You can just abide. Just stay in it, stay connected, not have that feeling of like wanting to shrink or run away, but also not having that feeling of wanting to argue back. Just stay in it. That is a big benefit of learning how to connect into your earth, into your body. By the way, I hope this is useful to you. Whenever I teach anything around the subject of masculinity, I want to make it real for you. I know there's a lot of people who teach in a very heady, intellectual way, all kinds of concepts, and those are great to know, but until you can apply it into your being, into your life, in my opinion, it doesn't have a ton of value. So we got to connect to our body. The other thing that modern men are disconnected from, if we were talking about the earth before, is heaven. What I mean by heaven is this. Most modern people are not connected to a spiritual life, a spiritual practice, whatever that happens to be. Not connected to Creator, to God, to Spirit, not even connected to nature. All these things I would consider that connection to heaven, to the natural realm. We spend all our time inside, looking at screens, wearing shoes, in cars, in boxes. Man, we got to get back into nature. We got to get barefoot in the sand, in the surf, on the grass, in the mountains. So where else do we have this disconnection? Well, we have disconnection between us and our woman. You ever have that experience where you're in a relationship, but the deep spiritual intimate connection just isn't there? You're roommates, you're not having that deep energetic connection. It happens with kids, we're raising kids, we're sharing a house, sharing a home, but we're not connecting with them. They're not connecting with us. Real common with modern guys, especially those of us who are in business and hard charging. It's hard to have that connection. We're disconnected from our purpose. We're disconnected from our path. We're disconnected from other men. So many of us become lone wolves because there's this unwritten rule that we can't connect deeply with other men, because connecting deeply with other men means telling the truth and sharing your pain. And most of us would rather die than do that, right? So I want to invite you to look at yourself, look at your life. Where are you disconnected? where could there be passion? Where could there be flow? Where could there be deep experience? But instead, all you have is shallow, surface level stuff. Is it your friendships? Is it your relationship? Is it your experience of yourself? Is it your understanding of why you're here and what you want to do with your life? Where is the disconnection? It might be one area, it might be a whole bunch of them. If you're disconnected across the board, you're not alone. Most men are. What can make you different is beginning to systematically do the work to connect yourself in all these areas. Because when you do, I promise you, and you can do this, your life can become so rich and rewarding beyond your wildest dreams. Now, this is work I've been doing on myself for decades. It's work I've done with other men. If you wanted to do this work with me, I want to tell you there would be a sequence. We wouldn't go about this haphazardly or randomly. There is a sequence. You see, most men try to fix their bodies. They try to get their health in check while their business and their relationship is just untouched, unlooked at. Sometimes health overflows in other areas, but not always. Likewise, if a guy just works on his relationship, sometimes it can be at the cost of his business or his health. I think there's a sequence, and the sequence of reconnection begins with reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting into your body, reconnecting into your heart, reconnecting into your real self, killing the social self, the false self that you've created as a shield between you and others, killing that guy and really finding and pulling it out and developing the real you. Let's just talk about benefits for a moment. Benefits of reconnecting to the body. I meet a lot of men who have a lot of anxiety because their energy is so high up in their chest. A lot of men speak very, very quickly with a high voice because they're not grounded. An interesting thing happened. It actually happened on the call I was just on. As I grounded the man, his voice became deeper and slower because he was connected. He got that real deep masculine voice happening. Disconnection in your relationship can look a lot of ways, but it can look like not being the leader. It can involve having a partner who loves you but doesn't respect you, doesn't follow your lead because you've abdicated your connection and your responsibility as a man in that place. So as we reconnect you into your relationship, we want to make sure the architecture is in place so that not only do you connect with your woman, but you connect in a way where you become the leader, you become respected, you become a man she looks up to as well as just loving. Once we get you out of your head and back into your body whenever you want, the next thing is we start to develop your relationship with yourself. That looks like introspection. It looks like very systematic, structured journaling. It looks like exercises to really cause you to dig deep and look in the mirror and figure out who are you at your core and how do you express more of him to the world in a powerful way rather than pretending to be the fucker you pretend to be all the time. But I know and you know that ain't you, right? As we do this work on yourself, what naturally happens is that connection begins to overflow. And now you can connect with your woman as the real you. You connect with other men as the real you. You go and do your business as the real you. You connect with your kids as a real life father. It overflows. That's why the sequence is so vital here. So like I said at the beginning, the big problem for men is not society. We can't change that. The chemicals, the lack of upbringing, the lack of rite passages can't change that stuff. What we each can do is work deeply on our ability to reconnect with ourselves and the world and purpose and everything around us. At core, I want to teach you how to reconnect powerfully with your life, with your path. That's what I want to do. So this is the work that I love. I'm very, very good at it. I would love, if you're struggling in some of these areas, jump on a call with me, man. Even if we don't end up doing any work together, we'll probably solve some problems together just in one call. So shoot me a message if you're interested. We'd love to discuss with you some options. Or just follow my content, share my content, and if it helped you, let me know because that helps me to do more of this stuff. Peace.